Hey everyone, Earl here of Tech. And are you looking for some of the latest smartphone in just under 12,000 pesos but don't know where to start? We got you fam, because we've rounded up the latest lower mid-range smartphone released in the Philippines during the first half of 2023, all priced between 8,000 pesos to 12,000 pesos. So without any further ado, let's get started. Starting with Xiaomi's Redmi Note 12 coming in at 8,359 pesos. For the price, you already get a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display, 120Hz refresh rate, and with a hole punch notch up top housing its 13-megapixel selfie shooter. Powering this device is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 685 combined with up to 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage and is expandable via microSD. On the back, we see an elegant gradient finish and protrudes a triple camera setup that are all useful. There's a 50-megapixel main, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 2-megapixel macro lenses. For battery, it uses a 5,000 mAh cell paired with 33-watt fast charging, and it's IP53 rated for water and dust resistance. Next up, we have the Realme C55 sporting a 6.72-inch Full HD Plus IPS screen with 90Hz refresh rate and a hole punch notch for its 8-megapixel selfie camera. Under the hood is the MediaTek Helio G88 chipset configured with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, which is also expandable. We see a familiar design at the back having a dual camera system headlined by a 64-megapixel lens paired with a 2-megapixel macro. We get the standard 5,000 mAh battery and 33-watt SuperVOOC technology here, and the best thing is, the Realme C55 sets you back 8,499 pesos. The Tecno Spark 10 5G, as the name suggests, supports 5G connectivity and it is priced at just 8,264 pesos. Its major compromise, however, is the display having only an HD Plus resolution. The phone still uses an IPS panel that spans 6.6 inches, so the viewing angles are decent enough. It is equipped with Dimensity 6020 and has 8GB of RAM plus 128GB of expandable storage. There's also a 5,000 mAh battery but with a lower 18-watt charging rate. The Tecno Spark 10 Pro 5G is currently down at 8,264 pesos. In another popular Note lineup, there's the Infinix Note 30 5G that's jam-packed with some impressive features. For starters, it has a 108-megapixel main camera at the back, powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 6080 chipset, and has a 6.78-inch Full HD Plus IPS display with 120Hz refresh rate as well. There's a dedicated 2TB microSD card slot, and its stereo loudspeakers are tuned by JBL. Hence, you can expect some good audio coming out of this device. The battery is also 5,000 mAh cell with a faster 45-watt charging rate. All of those features of the Infinix Note 30 5G can be yours for just 9,499 pesos. Want to have a Galaxy device? Well, Samsung has just released a 4G variant of the Galaxy A40 and it's on sale right now for just 7,990 pesos. The Galaxy A40 LTE sports a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus IPS display and runs on Helio G80 chipset. It's paired with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of expandable storage. All of its triple-rear cameras are all useful as well, including a 50-megapixel main lens, a 5-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 2-megapixel macro lens. And its 5,000 mAh battery supports 15-watt charging rate. The next couple of models come from Tecno, the Camon 20 Pro and its 5G variant. Aside from the connectivity features, the key differences between them lies in the chipset and the cameras. The base model uses a Helio G99 chipset, triple rear cameras with 64-megapixel primary, 2-megapixel depth, and a QVGA lens, and it uses an AMOLED display spanning at 6.67-inch with Full HD Plus resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. Its extended RAM can reach up to 16GB and there's a spacious 256GB storage. For the battery, of course, it has a 5,000 mAh cell paired with a 33-watt fast charging. The Tecno Camon 20 Pro is now down at 8,549 pesos. Now moving on to the 5G variant, it basically has the same parameters as its base model except for the MediaTek Dimensity 8050 chipset and a triple rear camera system that sports an optical image stabilization. Additionally, the QVGA lens has been replaced by a 2-megapixel macro. The Tecno Camon 20 Pro 5G sets you back at 11,999 pesos. We have another 100-megapixel camera contender, and it is the Honor X8A. Honor calls its display edgeless, with its thin bezels all around, using a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus LCD display, and it packs a Helio G88 chipset configured with 8 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of internal storage. The other rear cameras include an ultra-wide and a macro lenses, both having 5-megapixel resolution. In terms of battery, it's slower than usual with a 4,500 mAh cell. However, it supports a 22.5-watt fast charging to compensate for that. The Honor X8A is priced at 10,990 pesos. Last but definitely not the least is the Huawei Nova 11i that comes with visually stunning finishes, especially with that mint green colorway. Up front, it boasts a 6.8-inch Full HD Plus IPS display with 90Hz refresh rate. Powering this phone is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 combined with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 256 gigs of internal storage. For cameras, it gets a dual camera setup with a 48-megapixel main lens and a 2-megapixel depth sensor. The battery is also at 5,000 mAh and supports higher than usual charging speeds at 40 watts. The Huawei Nova 11i starts at 11,999 pesos for the 8 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs combo. And that wraps up this list of the latest smartphones you can get from 8,000 pesos to 12,000 pesos. Which one do you think stood out from the rest? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you find this video helpful, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so you won't miss any future uploads, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and visit uctech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Rel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.